Rato Feliz hyping up the guys who are at paiN. That is one of the funniest aliases I have had the pleasure to read in an esport. Literally means happy mouse.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff here. Dooley's on top of the hut is beautiful as well, though. Love to see this sort of setup here. Biggie trying to pepper in some smoke spam.
Oh my
Zevy
word!
Going aggressive, diving on in. What a fiery start for the young gun here. Zevy already showing what he's made of.
That's a statement. Just drops it on the table, man. MaLLby's actually gonna pick up the bomb though, and silently get down the vents, and actually has a chance for a plant. But Zevy just left it all out there, I suppose. That was a violent double kill.
It's why I absolutely love watching him. He does the crazy stuff, right? He goes for the crazy plays, but it feels like every single time it works out, right? Even in that position, you're thinking surely he doesn't just dive on in right behind the smoke and try and double up, but of course, it's Zevy we're talking about, and he's going to go for plays like that here. Control glass being broken up is a bit of an alarm bell on towards the lower bomb site. Hasn't baited out anyone just yet. Actually, it will bait out Hardzao eventually. But it's all on the history to join up with his teammate. He collatered. PKL as well doing damage here. He's still staying alive. He's creating a lot of chaos here. But eventually he will drop, and it's up to MaLLby with his position kind of revealed on the speed bomb site.
He still should be able to cross over towards the silo and get the plant, so... Alright, that's the success part of this round. Now the clutch part of this round. MaLLby flicks up for Hardzao, buying himself valuable space. He needs to get another kill, though, quickly to give him some extra breathing room for the 1v1. It won't happen. It'll be PKL to lock it in. It'll be paiN Gaming collecting the first.
Nice and tidy right there. They're able to mop up in time. paiN Gaming off to a 1-0 start here. No stress on their shoulders. A bomb plant, though, and again, questions are going to lie in as if they want to go for the investment. I even like how he goes forward, right? You could have just tucked in towards Squeak. You got your 2 and got out, but he keeps holding W, man. I just love it so much. There's investments, though, out on the table for Arctic.
Yeah, I mean, that's a statement. That's a statement. Arctic do get that bomb plant, though, so they do get a little bit of a buy their way. And putting a lot more emphasis on the utility here. They want to run a set strategy. They have 2 Galils, one on short, one on ninjas. Hera wants to play around the smoke. Oh, does see a gap in that. Yep. Walking too close to it. Sees the feats. Ninjas does actually get the opportunity to walk in towards Mini, though. Gets an excellent timing, and Skull's position is known. Ninjas has the keys to the round. Can he make do with it? Walking back outside, though, Zevy is going to shut him down, and now the win condition goes out the window. And a 2v4. I think paiN even know the blueprint to this round, as it's just history in a 1v3. He finds a second. This extra one on the site, though. PKL is a tough nut to crack, and that will be a second for paiN.
I'm liking what I'm getting out of history, though, right now, right? He's landing some nice shots at the moment, so, again, glimpses of promise from Arctic right now, but the shutdown's in from paiN Gaming. They do hold steady. Zevy finding more success. PKL holding down the bomb site. I mean, you mentioned PKL as a potential weakness here for this team. I think their positions might have chopped and changed a little bit with the 2 new additions. Zevy, obviously, very good on rotating in. He's going to be in your face constantly. So getting away from him is going to be a pretty big challenge. PKL, no way he goes past the smoke again with the aggression here. Wild stuff. Short might have spotted something, though. And gray screen does PKL on the execute, though. It's just going to be a complete farm. Cash stacked up, and paiN, a very tidy round.
Just easing off the gas for at least that one. Now the real stuff comes into play. Now history gets his AWP. Listen, it starts. Now we're starting to talk. This is the man who's meant to carry this team. The chosen one for Arctic. And the rest of the commoners for this unit. That's typically how their matches have gone. Let's see if the round goes the same.
I'm still blowing up in this door. Oh, man. They're going to get collected straight through the smoke there. That's a brutal start. PKL is able to win out in the spam duel there, and it was a risky one, right? He doesn't get it free of charge. He's down to half HP, but the conversion is still there, and that's going to put a damper in this opening gun round Because like you said, you want to be coming out firing on all cylinders. History, though, got to best out Big U, and
Wow.
there's a response.
You hit a tough shot, too. That was that headshot angle over credit. Credit to history. Big Azera shut down outside, and now what do paiN react? That will force Zevy to hold outside. It'll only leave 2 players inner. Maybe force the hand, maybe force some aggression as you see Skulls pushed up towards Hut.
50 seconds, so how deep the Skulls really want to go? He's making some calls out the rest of the gang. And he's going to be in their face if they do want to execute in towards this A side.
I don't think they do. Skulls seeing nothing. He's hearing nothing as well. That's going to cue the alarms for Hard Zhao. Flashes in and he's down. He does not want any part of this. And now Arctic have a decision to make. With 30 seconds on the clock, do you go under heaven or do you go down ramp? And down ramp is the answer. The problem is there's 2 players here. paiN and Hard Zhao holding one angle and the other. History needs to hit a banger and he can't. And now Hard Zhao, his chance, he falls. paiN out in the open, they found the double entry. And Zevy, he's locked out, but he sees one of the glasses windows is broken. Can Skulls make a big enough distraction? He can't. Oh, it isn't broken at the end of the day, never mind. Zevy now in a tough spot as the smoke fades. A 1v3. And he doesn't really have the optimal sidearm to make this work. I think Zevy's going to get out of this one, or at least try to. Oh, timing for MaLLby isn't good. Zevy's going to make his great escape, but Arctic have surpassed the odds in that one and actually may do with a round.
Yeah, not too bad right there, honestly. Arctic able to get away with that one. Felt like the positioning from paiN was pristine as well. I mean, you take a look at the spots that they have on the map right there. You have a player tucked on in towards the ramp side, and then one towards that single door. You think that crossfire is near impossible to bypass, but Short found a very crucial entry on the headshot angle right there. And that is the real tide turner. That's what allows them into that bomb site. Finding that one piece of the puzzle kind of brings the rest of the house of cards collapsing. At least that's a start for Arctic. Again, getting off to the races once the guns come out.
I think coming so close to the kills, though, if one of those kills goes the other way, then a different story. History. Repeating it, I suppose, as he's back up towards the top of Silo, and he's looking for another pick on the Big U. Does just get right underneath his nose, right behind those smokes. He'll actually be able to make his way towards the back of garage. Short did hear that reload, though. It might communicate that one over to History.
History's got the cutoff here, and now if they wanted to, they could maybe go for a little bit of a pop-in towards the back of Big Garage as well with that information confirmed. So a couple of different avenues for Arctic to try and make an opening play. This time Zevy in the ramp room instead is looking to beat him to the punch here. Again, constantly rotating out, changing up positions with your op presence is a key factor here on Nuke, and Zevy being posted up here going to allow for a much easier hold.
He's rarely played his hand. Hasn't really fired an op shot so much, but the timing could be worse for that flash. But their flashes are not good enough. Zevy's going to pick off the first. Sees MaLLby, but he wants to stick around and fight. This man is just laser beaming. You would never think he sticks around for. They could be on so many angles, but it's Zevy you're playing against. Short, though, makes his way. He got in towards Secret, and he's starting to pose some problems, but the bomb has yet to make its way down, and now it's on the floor. paiN will drop it there, and then Skulls swings out on a great timing. Short in a 1v3 in 15 seconds. It's time to save. It's paiN to 4.
Potential for Short to find Zevy, but that holding his ground is so insane. That's a bold call to make here. 4 seconds left, and turning the corner. Zevy's ready for it, man. Just absolutely stunning right there. And he's gonna rub it on in. Got a little bit of flair to him as well, but a great round. Again, you just can't expect that sort of reposition from the guy, but he's able to just play around these angles to perfection. This off angle that he takes afterwards is near impossible to anticipate.
I mean, all your shots have to be instant when playing against this guy. What kind of opper would stick around in that position? He says, I am going to flick onto you. I am going to get the kill. He's playing with the op like it's a rifle. And it's unfair because it one-shots everywhere.
This is paiN at their scary point, though, right? If Zevy's coming into the server, you know, dropping these sort of numbers, that's mission accomplished number 1. They've got Hardzao actually on the double op. So instead of Zevy on ramp, it's going to be Hardzao just kind of double zooming in, finding his necessary kills, and you know he's going to be good for 1 or 2 on his anchor positions. In fact, they've got both ops here because of the space that they have elsewhere. They got so much map control, they can afford a double up end towards ramp side.
Big Zera going for some tippy taps. Haven't seen Big Zera with the glasses in a while. See if that aids him in this endeavor. This is a very awkward fight. Come on. Eventually he'll white me. He even hit the dink. He just keeps on jiggle peeking. Who's gonna swing? I can't believe it. And Bonterre got the kill. If this round spirals because of that, I don't know. But 30 seconds with the bomb on the floor, it's not looking great. Is he gonna keep jiggle peeking? I don't think I could take it anymore. PKL, I think his position is mostly noted, or maybe not. He will be able to drop MaLLby, and Ninjas will fall next. And the lunacy of that just 1 kill will go to waste. It'll be 5-1 here for paiN. I'm liking the new style from Bigu. I'm liking the new style.
He's looking good. He's looking very good. But you know, this is this is just wild. Perfect jiggles from MaLLby. If you're ever trying to learn how to jiggle peek right there, take notes, because, man, he even lands the dink, which was the most absurd part about that.
He knew he was being crouched walked on, so he kind of played like a miniature ring around the rosy game with him with the jiggle peek. Either way, back outside here for Arctic. He's trying to get the faster play in. Big Zera is not going to get caught up in traffic, though. He'll go ahead and slink his way out of there and let Zevy do all the heavy lifting. It's kind of easy when that happens. And you also have Hardzao on the secondary. He definitely can make a name for himself, and that's a good tag to start things off. And then another op rolls on out, but somehow no kills come through. Only damage onto these Arctic players. And Zevy, oh my god, how does he get away with that? History should have hit that, but it's Zevy we're talking about. He hits the flick and punishes History for his miss. 4v5 for Arctic.
Pretty fancy flick right there from Zevy, and the issue now is they have to pick up the pieces with 2 players on very low margins. They've lost one of their avenues of approach down secret as well, so they're really going to have to rely on this ramp room presence that they have at the moment, and that's easier said than done. The cutoff point, Zevy making his rotations late on in towards the ramp side is going to try and cut things off, and I guess a reroute towards A isn't the worst idea, but still there's so much presence left to deal with here that they're really going to have to nail some timings.
The walkout squeaky. Short. Maybe trying to help out with that one. Clearing some space outside. But the PKL pop flash in. But Ninjas looks away. Excellently done. Now it's all down to Skulls up top. And he can only go for 1. Zevy, though, arrives at the scene and gets destroyed on the spot. But Big is air up from them as the bomb fell down the vents. Short gets the trade. Hardzao. He is here in time, though. But sidearm is out. Maybe waiting for the next player to come down. Knife is out for MaLLby, and he'll go down. Short's only on half HP. Bomb planted. Hardzao's going to stick with the pistol, and that's where Short will capitalize. Second round on the board there for Arctic, despite the insanity outside.
Yeah, that's absolute insanity right there. But Short showing up big time in these rounds. That's a massive clutch from him and a massive entry. A couple of them on that A side right there. I mean, what more could you ask from the guy in that chaotic situation? That was a 4-on-5 with 2 players on below 40 HP. So getting that one across the line is insane. The fact that they're able to do that again. I mean, maybe we're seeing in some of these rounds a closeness in nature in the firepower department that we didn't quite expect.
I mean, Arctic can certainly hold their own in a variety of these rounds. History was responsible for some of the opening success, but closing them down specifically, Short has turned up a lot on these lurks and has delivered a couple of valuable rounds for Arctic. paiN Gaming still definitely in with the buy, but it's their line of credit has run thin. Arctic are giving themselves a shot to make this game competitive against paiN Gaming, who have demolished every and all regional opposition. This is a strong start, but the bomb on the ground. Short, though, trying to hold on. Trying to crunch back in. It's a messy round to begin this one, as no one's actually gotten down the vents for Arctic. And they're still stuck in lobby, but at least they have the bomb.
And a man deficit, though, is the issue. And it seems like paiN is constantly being proactive here in the mid-rounds. Oh, but Zevy misses his op shot right there. Ninjas finds an opening in Avenue, and look who's left alone here on the A side. It's PKL on an island with only an MP9 now, smoked off from his team in Ambigu around the corner. He's had a good game right now, but this seems a little bit far-fetched.
Could try to sneak down the vents. They could try to pose some problems. Biggie Zera thinking about swinging the smoke, and... well, now he will. As it fades, he gets two. He has to trade out his mags, though, and that's where History's going to keep him pinned. Another Jiggle Peak game for a different offer, and History doesn't hit his shot. Big Zera comes up with a 3K.
That's the last line of defense right there. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame, right? I mean, you have so many different factors here, right? You have Zevy opening up proceedings. We talked about Skulls on the anchor, and PKL trying to do his very best on the defense, but it's Bigu. I mean, what another name to add to the firepower department for this roster, and he just shows exactly why he could be an absolute menace.
6-2 running. Big Zera delivering a round that many expect out of him. He's just clutch late round situations that he brings to the table for the paiN team. Always find a way to materialize. A bit of a split, though. It's a bit of a different look as 2 instant kills on this A side. They've made the right read. They've attacked the weak site. Zevy, the only line of defense, and he hits a double kill to bring them back into this round. Zevy even looking for more. No scopes out. Pistols out. He drops into the site. Zevy up for 3. And the bomb on the site floor. Arctic, you ought to be terrified about this, man. He's not even scoped in, man. He's going to quick scope you if you walk around a corner. And Hardzao could be up for no scoping. Nope, he'll join Zevy in that camp. Ninjas will fall. History on 22. It could be just the ops or maybe the pistol here for Hardzao to do it. Unreal round. You can see Rato Feliz is loving it in the background. All of the success there for paiN.
I love the energy that he brings to the team that they're standing behind them, because it's so valuable. Look at this. In a round like that, it's hard to not be, jumping up in your seats. Just given Zevy's performance, watching this guy is an absolute madness. Great recovery from Zevy.
So back up. Oh, top side now. It's Skulls taking these swings, but he has to reload. That's the A1S in a nutshell. And MaLLby, quite the entries. Ninjas, the same. Again, the entries work out. Again, it's Zevy and Hardzao. Oh, and oh boy, are they going to start off proceedings again? Zevy doesn't really want a piece of this, but Hardzao does.
Interesting to see Zevy kind of fall off so passively right now. Bomb being planted here. And
oh, he got another.
Another kill from Hardzao as well.
This is a 2 versus 5. Both ops in play. Zevy getting himself an A1S, trying to make things work. Perfect flash. And Hardzao gets the kill. This is a 2v5, and History has to try and save this. It's a Tech 9 walking through the smoke, though. It's a fantastic first headshot, and Hardzao, he doesn't have a kit. He needs to take the time to pick one up. He will be able to get to it, but now he needs the kill, and History is going to deny him. It was a 2v5 that had to turn into a clutch for Arctic, but of course it's main man History to do it.
Said he needed to come up big time here, and he does with clutch, but this opening proceeding coming through from MaLLby is just as impressive, man. An insane 2K here, especially pulling back in some of these deficits. It seems like Arctic, there's not really a round that's too far out of the picture for them to pull back. I mean, think about how it starts. An immediate kill through the smoke coming through. You would think that round could go south so quickly, but the recovery is always there. It seems here short. Waiting for some of this aggression towards the outer yard, though. Patient as ever here on the Deagle buy.
paiN going for the force. Definite avenues here for Arctic to Make things interesting. Great smoke spam onto Bigu. And Arctic are just going to take their time about this one and go back outside. It's a weakened Biggy's era who could only put a stop to this, and he's going to play at a more safer, passive position. Arctic want to squeeze this whole map. I wonder if Biggy's era is going to let him close up with the dig, but Short will be able to dispatch them. It's Zevy Scout, though, and people are starting to keep swinging. Bodies start to roll, but Short will eventually clean up. It's a glass scout after all.
Able to find that kill at least.
30 seconds.
Ducking underneath the shot. You're exactly right, Kieran. I think that they think they have more space than they really do here. That smoke's going to allow some impressive avenues in towards this A side, and that's exactly what they're hoping for. A little crunch, but if they go wrong,
nice.
The rest of the team could follow suit. Opening picks coming through, and yeah, they're able to split these fights up to perfection. Maybe Hard's out to save a gun here at the very best. But
okay, I thought the gun got launched into the site by the CZ. Boy, that would have been unfortunate. Either way, I think Hard's out will be able to save this one, but Arctic are back in this game. That was a full 4 spot here from paiN. They are going to have to take a full eco after this, and before they can even fight again, and even then, questions start to even rise whether Zevy can op in that next gun round. So, well, there's not going to be an AK for Hard though, so that puts it even more into jeopardy. Arctic are starting to run this back.
yeah, they're maintaining a nice bit of composure right now. It's looking very good for them, and potential frustration kicking in the paiN Gaming camp, although it shouldn't quite be there just yet. Should be a 5th round locked in for Arctic before we can see more investments come through from paiN. But again, the questions arise of whether or not they can even comfortably purchase the AWPs in the future rounds, which is a bit problematic for them.
For now, it's going to be a straight A-site execute. There are admittedly the entire paiN Gaming team here to try and make this happen, but of course, they're only on default pistols, so that does, you know, make a difference. Arctic up to 5, quick.
Promising stuff right there. These A-side executes have been a real key to success at the moment here in terms of pulling things back. They've got a great bit of utility being tossed in here, and with anchors like Hardzao, I guess more so on this map, A-side anchors like Skulls and PKL, you'd really expect them to be offering up a little bit more resistance right now, but it seems difficult for them, right? This little double up, once the flashes come in, once, you know, they lose their support system in towards Mini and Bigu, consistency hard to be maintained here from the paiN camp, just given the great utility. But yeah, as I say that, they do throw a little bit of a gap in there.
Will it be tactical and they just swing on Biggie's air and obliterate him? Or just fill it with their own smoke? Oh, but where there's smoke there probably is a player, and Biggie's air will find ninjas. MaLLby also making a lot of noise on those jump spots. Not gonna get chased down just yet though. They're gonna make their way down secret. And Zevy, oh, not a great time to be walking out in the open. Or maybe it is. He knows the boost is coming, and he sees both players, and he's gonna find both players. Zevy holds his own. He's gonna keep pushing. He's gonna keep going for it. It'll be punished by history, but all the information in the world is there.
No doubt after that, he's gonna keep on going here. He's on 16 kills already in the half. He's looking for way, way more. Does get punished for the overextension, but you could make an argument that the job nearly done. Information gathered here, positions pristine from the paiN defense, and the paiN continues for Arctic. What a lovely closer right there. What a lovely round from Zevy, though, man. Again, I was petrified of the timing right there, right? You start to jump on up in towards events, you get comfortable in your positions holding angles for too long, and you get a bit lackadaisical, but instead he just finds the perfect time to go on the prowl.
Zevy is just... he's just so patient, so disciplined about it. He's like, yeah, I got time, despite seeing the shoulder and knowing that the boost is coming. Takes the extra 2 seconds. Just take down both players. And, you know, some people would take out the bottom part of the boost first. But the fact he takes out the top part of the boost makes it so that the player underneath the boost doesn't immediately move away. It makes it easier for him to get the double kill, so the player on top of the boost realizes his boost is getting shot out and he could fall off potentially behind the corner.
Yeah, it's a very impressive little bit of target selection, like you said.
Discipline, man. Discipline. That's what Zevy brings to the table. Discipline and then pushing after the fact, after he gets his win.
He got his 2 disciplined kills, and then he lets the chains loose, and that's kind of what you need with a player like him. You need to let him go for exactly what he wants. Here's a nice angle though from Big U.
This is nice, short.
Forward here. Flashbang surely to come though.
There's a shadow advantage though as well that plays if they walk close. Flashbang, but he stands in front of it and almost gets 2 kills off the back of it. Short down to 3 points of health. But either way, depending on how you look at it, Arctic might not shy away from that.
They've looked very promising and disadvantages, so I'm not going to count them out of this round by any means here. Zevy holding a pixel angle just for an information spot. And it will be valuable information if he catches ninjas trying to scale on out. In the meantime, though, a reroute in towards the ramp side of things here. And again, it's hard out to defend. He's in a forward angle. He's dodging up with the flashbang. Entry does go his way. The follow-up is there as well. And now Hardzow starts to look scary in the anchor rolls. Ninja's left last man standing. And 9 locked in for paiN. Yeah, he's off to save.
Yep, and we always ask the question here for Arctic, who can stand next to history, but who can stand next to Zevy? Yep, and paiN just are a multi-threat team. And it's great positioning there, because even if Hardzow goes down, Zevy is probably going to clean up the double kill either way. If you want to put it that way. Hardzow position, typically good for 1, and Zevy's there on fast rotation always. Even in this little 4-on-4 that can be seem so dangerous, so paranoid for a CT side team, paiN Gaming are prepared.
They are prepared, and again, Nuke, I think, comes down to rotations potentially more than any other map on the CT side. So, you know, if you're Zevy, you have to be an effective rotator. Usually you're wielding the op, right? And so getting in your face is so much more important. But even on these rifle rounds, man, it seems like he's always in a position to just beat him to the punch. Unless they do those A-side executes fast. Those have been a bit of a vulnerability for paiN Gaming. But barring that, Zevy has been, you know, the secondary factor here. And it's been very promising.
Gonna try and throw in a fast play for the final round of the half. Short with the MAC-10 speeding his way down and towards Secret. Not making much of Secret of it at all. Hey, and now the rest of the team. Oh, this is a huge gap in that. There's a huge gap in these smoke. Big Azera has been capitalizing on these all a day. And another one. As ninjas will fall. And Arctic are basically marooned.
Left to pick up the pieces here, it seems. Is the remaining 4. And the positioning not so pristine here. The double up in towards Hut, followed up by a little bit of aggression towards Squeaky, man. Everyone in the right place at the right time. Speaking of right places here, Hardzow and Zevy. About as good as it could be. Boost is going to be a symbol here. Nice shot from short, but there's one more around the corner.
Oh, they think that's the only, man. Oh, but Zevy misses the shot. But now things get weird as he jumps over the ledge and right into short. It gives Arctic a chance as now Ponter gets the plant.
For a pullback here on the 2-on-3, and they have a good potential. PKL's very low.
Smoke still up. And as it fades, they begin their move. Time beginning to really tick and play a part here. Arctic could be up for a great half against the lords of this region. As Ponter's going to kick it off a second, and now it's a 1v1 as PKL is oh so darn low. Fake defuse. Short. Running through the edge of the smoke. That kill could have been it. But time has run too low. It will be Arctic salvaging that round and turning it into a 6th. We're going to go ahead and bring this one to a break. Arctic are looking competitive. Arctic had an uphill battle, and battling they are, as they've made themselves at home at a 9-6 half against paiN. Not bad at all. Definitely some good signs from Arctic. Can they continue it on the CT side, though? Cole has... It's paiN Gaming who get to work their magic.
I think the pressure's a little bit off their shoulders at the moment. You have Hard South looking to apply it, and Skull's the same case. This lobby crunch is swiftly handled right there. Arctic trying to pull a fast one over on paiN, but nothing given to them. And now in a 5-on-2, it does feel kind of unlosable here. They're waiting for this reaggression to come through. They clear their corners diligently, and with short going down, I think that's their final little beacon of hope.
Shifting through its Panter in the 1v5, and this, yeah, I mean, the lobby crunch was attempted. The lobby crunch was dealt with. Arctic still playing their game, sure. Jeez, okay. I'm trying to, like, do my little post-game, post-match, post-round analysis, but, yeah, I think this is gonna be a save of the armor at the end of the day. But, you know, they were trying to lobby crunch in there, but paiN just felt like they were at every avenue. They had multiple players watching every single exit of that lobby side. Just got completely read into.
Yeah, they were really patiently waiting for that there. And again, I think that Arctic getting a little bit maybe eager to try and tie up that scoreline there, try and pull a quick play there in the lobby crunch. I don't mind it. It's kind of off meta as well, so it very well could have caught paiN Gaming off guard, but instead it just leads to a pretty quick demise and the pistol round and a pretty easy closer there for paiN. Of course, with that save pistol, they're going to go for some investment. I think he's dropped over a scout to history, so he'll be wielding that. Full advanced firepower.
Nade stack in towards mini. Not a bad shout, but short has actually gotten himself up close, and here's a lot of this movement. Could call over his teammate. He has the scout at long range to help out, and oh, short making a great move, but can't get the kill instantly, and PKL flicks over. Little gimmick there, little chance, but goes to waste. We have another challenger, though. We have Ninja, your turn to give a shot at this one, and how hard are they going to clear this? PKL is just so aware. He checks it twice. He's going to find out if you're naughty or nice.
Naughty, naughty. Is Arctic right now. They're trying to get away with some nice ideas, but no conversion so far. MaLLby gonna get dropped as well, and it's up to history and Ponter. Find a couple of exits here. Maybe do some damage to the economy. Make this force buy, have some sort of teeth right now. History getting aim punched, though, unfortunately for him, and PKL continuing to deliver here. This is a good game from him right now. Again, Nuke is a map that he feels very individually comfortable on, just given the history here on the paiN Gaming roster, but he's showing up big time right now, and it's definitely needed.
He's always had a lot of freedom on Nuke in particular to kind of move around that A site, stay active, kind of call the shots around himself on that CT side in particular. And I think T side on his outside lurking is pristine. I think that's his bread and butter really on all of his maps. Out of all of his maps, I think his Nuke outside lurking has been quite the threat to deal with. So I think this game is, it's a 9-6 half. Guys, this Nuke is really CT sided. This game is not over. It's paiN Gaming, and I think their T sides definitely have something to be feared. And for the Brazilians, if you can't get guns in your hand, you can't get it out for Arctic, that is. It'll be very tough to even host a fight on the CT side, whether you have the strats or not.
Yeah, and paiN do have a pretty deep pool of strats to bring to the table here on the T side, so no surprise we're seeing some success early on. Bold play from Bigu, but boldness is kind of afforded when you're up against pistols here. He'll just walk on out. The entirety of a side here, hard to find some kills, and it's over before it ever started there for paiN Gaming. It's another squeaky clean round for them. And oh man, yeah, again, he is just so joyful. I absolutely love it. This is the energy you need to have. It needs to be pure joy in the server, because again, this is a matchup that you should be having fun with right now.
He's a very new coach as well, for paiN. He hasn't had much experience on even any sort of level of team, and he's joined up this paiN gaming lineup and helped out a bit. He's been in the server a lot with these guys, so shout outs to him. Ninja's down to 8 HP to start this one off, but yeah, love to see it.
Cool. Great side defense here, but look who slipped on by it. Skull's in a near impossible position to deal with, man. He has the round in the palm of his hands, and Short catches the headshot right there. This A explosion completely catches them blindsided here. History, I can respect this effort, right? But going for this is a little too brazen for my liking. Bomb's down in T-spawn, though, in the meantime, though. So there's a slight lack of commitment. Saves are kind of in order right now, but if they can find some kills in transition, maybe, just maybe, we can make a round of this one. PKL very diligent about clearing things, but Ponter...
Oh, man. This timing is going to be horrendous for someone, and it's PKL who gets the worst end of it. 2v3, but they will have this A site open, and if you're Arctic, you're so darn far away, I genuinely think you don't even attempt this.
Don't see any kits. There's one heaven, though, so I think they might be so inclined. In the meantime, though, yeah, they're just kind of slowly crawling their way back into this round, not really going for sprints, and that'll be the tide turn. That'll be the decision to give this one up, call it a day. So up to 13 now is paiN. Very explosive ace at execute. Again, though, I like the energy from the coach, right? Not necessarily the youngest of rosters over on paiN, but some of their, effective elements, the likes of Zevy and Skulls specifically is on the younger side, right? So you'd like to get your coach energetic, lifting up the spirits whenever things go maybe south for paiN. It seems like maybe that coach element is lifting their spirits quite nicely, because we've seen some good adaptations. We've seen them come in with the energy in the first and now second half.
Yeah, I mean, you always need someone to build that energy in the team. I haven't seen paiN Gaming as being like the most, energetic Brazilian team, considering there are teams like Oplano and 00 Nation who are out there. Definitely will echo up the studio for sure in Stockholm. paiN Gaming aren't necessarily that same bunch. These guys are calm players. Definitely got that coach behind them to tell them that they're doing a great job. Skulls hears a lot of footsteps behind this. Ponter's going to be able to win the fight, though. You have access to that AK. I'm sure he would love to, and he will be able to get his hands on that. Now the reaction, though. paiN Gaming outside. Ninjas doesn't really want to contest that at all, though. He hears a lot of the footsteps, and maybe that'll start queuing up those rotations. Maybe you don't need those rotations. It is History who's down there.
He's primed and ready, though. A little bit of utility could go a long way to avoid him off of position. We'll see what paiN Gaming have in store. Again, depth is definitely there. Flashman going to go on up. He's able to duck out on it, but the shot missed. And he re-peek is punished from Hardzao. That's a beautiful shot.
That's big. Now Ponter, a lot of weight now starts coming down onto his shoulders. There's no way Arctic can rotate down to really help him. The only one maybe is Short. He can deploy some of his utility trying to help. Ponter, though, is on an island. And it's starting to get hot. 30 seconds remaining now. The rotation now arriving the long way around for Arctic. paiN Gaming have taken their time with this one, and now they're here. And now Ninjas hits an incredible shot onto Zevy. Ponter, now his position becomes so powerful with time beginning to tick. 15 seconds remaining. If that bomb hits the floor, this could be round-ending, potentially. Now Hardzao goes down, and they've done all the work. PKL, I don't think he can even pick up the bomb and plant, and that will not be the case. It'll be Arctic picking this one up in a very dicey situation.
Yeah, PKL playing a dangerous game there on the hunt, although money is a real issue here. So dropping that up might be of value. Again, paiN, I think, just one little detail. Short, he threw a massive smoke in towards control that bought another 15 seconds when there was only 35 left on the clock. And that, I think, was the, potential round deciding bit of utility right there. A small detail, but it really bailed them out of what could have been a deadly execute. You couple that with Ninjas being able to activate on that flank, and Arctic able to stay afloat on what was a kind of shoddy buy.
Back to no good outside. That is a quick turn. And the fate here for Arctic is so much damage is laid down range. You gotta think, is that a read? Do they peek mini that often that they gotta spam everything? And no, paiN have not seen an opponent this round, and they have taken more than half of their opposition's HP.
Absolute insanity right there. paiN gonna be on the aggro towards the ramp side here. It's in fact a double up flash being really well placed. A great reaction. Try and recover this round. Deep smoke for the MaLLby. And towards lobby side here is gonna make things even better here. Flashbang not gonna come in. History just posted up on this angle, waiting patiently for Big Goo to turn the corner. No reactions can be made just yet from paiN.
So dangerous. History so vulnerable to a flash. But none arriving. He finds it. And now, trying to fight out. MaLLby to his feet. That should be his demise, and it will. He will fall. MaLLby down to 25 as well. He's, again, the only player on this A site, but they're going to rotate away. These footsteps are heard. Will these rotations be queued up? Fonterre's MaLLby'd out of position, and they're just going to put it all onto short. Tuck towards the back of the site, and with 15 seconds remaining. Again, if the bomb hits the floor, that could be round deciding. Zevy has just picked up paiN, and they have no idea about short. No idea. 8 seconds, and he finds a double. That's it again. PKL, save your gun once more. Short's not even gonna let you. Arctic put a quick end to that one. As again, it feels like they've just outpositioned paiN again.
Short is coming into this map with something to say right now, man. Not a usual suspect to be performing as well as he is, but in terms of rounds converted, this guy has been influential in every last one of them. A fantastic game being put together by him, and again, talking about the energy on paiN and what they're bringing to the table. After that round, I think that Arctic feeling a whole lot of that energy as well to try and pull this one back here. They know the prospects of a CT side comeback are pretty promising, and all they have to do is keep building upon that.
Still definitely some signs for Arctic. These early rounds have not gone their way, of course. Faltering in the pistol, not picking up the first gun round. Not fun, but these last two. These late round situations, they've held onto their utility at the right moments. And despite losing these openers, despite losing half their HP within the first, 20 seconds of the round there, Cole? They still made do. That is just an unreal feat.
It's no doubt impressive here. They are showing some real resilience up against what is a frustrating paiN. It seems like they've got all the right reads. And still, some of these rounds, it's not enough to capitalize on. Short, again, looking to utilize some of that success that he got earlier into this round here. Tapping away at the shots. Outside here, he's gonna smoke his exit. He's able to get out of dodge here, only taking 25 on his exit, but there's still more around the corner. He's not safe or sound by any means.
Skull's picking on MaLLby as well to open this up. However, to bounce back into this, paiN pick up one, and Arctic have to cede away the control. They kind of paid a player. Hasn't worked out in the favor, so Arctic, how will they play this one? Turning back into lobby. History. Old sliver angle, headshot doled out. And even readjust for another. Is he gonna keep swinging? He does, but that actually is punished. Now they cross into the site, and they actually have the control to plant.
Short's made a lot of noise, and Mini here. HE's not going to finish the job, and both players trying to come through. Mini and Vince. A little reroute coming from the likes of Short here up in towards Heaven, but this is expected. This is prepped for, and Zevy has Mini and Vince covered.
They just can't move up. He just can't move up. paiN spotted. hit the shot there for Zevy. Skulls reveals his position short in the 1v2. He finds the first, but Zevy's too fast on the shot, and that's paiN up to 14. As usual, the people who stomped them regionally for paiN are starting to run away with this game. That was a must-win round for Arctic, and they know it.
Yeah, some slide overextensions right there and some occasions right there. But Zevy just bailing them out in a massive way. You could see the relief on his face after winning that clutch. He knew what it meant for the team. That's going to essentially lock in 15 here if they are able to convert on this eco. And the impact that brings right there from Zevy is definitely something to note. Big U just sent in, I mean, brazen as ever in towards the ramp room here and meets no resistance. So B's open. I feel like this one's kind of chalked up to a bit of a wash here, and we can add map point to the tally here for the likes of paiN.
Wondering how loss bonus is going to pan out. History could probably get himself an op and probably half armor. And the rest, M4s, I suppose. Decent util, so they'll at least have a purchase for this, but it needs to be 7 in a row. Now, we did see, I'll say it, 13 rounds in a row from Ecstatic on the CT side. What's to say a team can't get 7? Huh?
Yeah. No doubt. Although I don't think Static were dealing with the op presence of my goat Zevy.
25 and 12.
Pretty tricky to deal with once you're up against a guy like that. Key distinction there, right?
Yeah, no Zevy on one side. I mean, and the thing is for paiN, it's not just Zevy. There's so many different threats. Bigazera's been having a solid game. PKL as well. We haven't even gotten to see him really get up to his outside shenanigans. It's there's many a player who could take a round here for paiN in an instant. They are a very team-oriented group of guys, though, so don't put that against them. But as they run up the A side, Bigazera is isolated from his team. He falls. Ninja's almost burns to a crisp, though, and then the headshot's gonna come through. The smoke spam game here from paiN has been immaculate. It's back to the 4v4.
Here's the outer yard shenanigans you were talking about, though, and PKL struggling to maintain.
He got it!
Oh my god, he did get it. Oh, that's an insane shot right there. And that at least keeps things in equal standing. It definitely creates a lot of chaos. It's going to force some rotations, some discomfort in the Arctic camp here. And walking into the crosshairs of history is not something you want to do. One by one, they all go down. And history mops up the round here for tonight.
Test your luck, he says. And 3 players swing, and he clobbers them all. This really is like test your luck, though, because everyone's like, wait, he's trapped out towards CT Vet? This is a free kill. And then he just needs to bop all 3. All right. That's a round to sit you down.
Essentially, momentum stopper right there for paiN, right? String in a couple of rounds, and then they get shut down by history. It's what he wanted to do in the round 2 rounds prior, but this time he's able to finally get that third, that hat trick that he was hoping for. That really solidifies the rounds here. And man, when we look at the head-to-head, Zevy's been walking into his crosshair quite frequently and been struggling with that prospect here. And when both players are zoomed in towards ramp, you can only imagine it's going to be a head-on collision of these op presence.
Oh, here comes a boost, but it seems like he's ready for this. Oh, but it's not the full connection. Ooh. Nade. Falls just a bit short. Zevy will survive.
Massive right there. Lucky to walk away with his life. Like he said, it looked like it was somewhat anticipated. The flick upwards is too much, though. And he's been able to reposition, but into a rather awkward angle here. And towards J Hall. Flash is going to be out and about here. It still lands a shot fully blind, and they're walking into a collapse setup. History going to stick inside the MaLLby for a collection. Zevy finally to trade, but the job nearly finished.
Smoke's about to fade towards Squeaky, and as they let this round cool for just a moment. PKL is going to try and make some magic happen. Good. Ninjas on the off angle. Dink, though, landed. PKL out. It's time to save here for Zevy. We're going to see double digits out of Arctic. This number is already a massive success, considering the type of form paiN Gaming was in back in Brazil. Keep in mind, back at the RMR Open qualifier, they disassembled 0-0 Nation 16-6 and 16-10. Not many teams have gotten this far against paiN.
Yeah, it has been a rather one-sided affair, right? When you talk about names that have been able to punch back at paiN, it's been a little bit of Imperial here, there, you know, some international competition, but at least regionally speaking, paiN have had everyone's number. Maybe Fluxo as well. They've been pretty good, but they're not here, right? So they don't have to worry about them. And all things considered, Arctic showing that, you know, they're a force to be reckoned with at the moment here in the early days, and a scary team to face off with. Certainly.
I think a lot of people touted this team as an instant 0-3 lock-in for Arctic. Like, if I was to pick a team, you know, many people haven't heard of these guys or seen anything from this unit. Don't place your bets too early. This team is not bad at all. Leaping out towards ramp. It's one Glock down. 3 more surrounding the president. That is Zevy. But eventually the president has to get activated. He has to press the button. And unfortunately, that button will get unhinged by history. Still trying to fire off. Big Sarah picks up the op. Next. President. I see Big Sarah is the vice president now. And the vice president strikes down death. There you go. History falls.
Executing orders right there. This is Bigu, and it's a double op to try and hold on. I mean, surely you don't want to drop around like this. A nice off angle held, but short. He misses his first chance there, and with prospect peeking back into the op, I don't think he wants anything to do with it. Diving back inside of the smoke here. Looking to punch in the numbers is hard now. He's able to avoid the smoke spam somehow. Not a single bullet connects, and it's a post plant 2-on-3.
This is an oddity for sure. As Hardtown now opens up, and Big U, he knows where both players are. Now it should just be inferred. It should just be inferred there. He knows where both players are, but aim punch will cause the demise of him. But a very interesting round there from paiN. That would have been a grand shame if they won it all on Glocks.
That's not how you would have liked to exit there, and so luckily they're able to bring things back. But I mean, just speaking more on this Arctic resurgence, I think, you know, the last piece of the puzzle here is that history in these last 3 or 4 rounds has been showing exactly why. We were hyping him up in the pregame. Before this, he was sitting at a negative KD. Now he's back to even very quickly. I mean, when I said negative, he was like -10 on the scoreboard. So he's been able to find a couple of multi-kills that have bailed Arctic out big time.
Oh. And here we go. This time it's Ponter to really start things off. It's been a bit lackluster from his end, but now he's starting to hold up his bargain. Arctic take this round. It's another eco for paiN. Still struggling to get out AWPs. Now you start to sweat a little bit if you're paiN. Down 15-8 to start this one off. It's been 3 rounds in a row now.
What indeed. Down a man as well. So paiN feeling the heat at the moment. Trying to just ride out towards the outer yard here. Not a lot of utility left at their disposal, though, and they're just forced to take these fights short again, stepping it up. And man, oh man, is he shutting it down. Big U, a consolation prize gifted to him towards the outer yard here. Ooh, doesn't choose to take it, though. He's looking for the whole cake. There's a gift delivered. Not presents here. History dropping out, but again, this round has its days numbered. MaLLby just to dive on in to solidify things right there. That's Round count continuing to rise now.
I am worried right now for paiN. There are only 3 rounds left to complete this comeback. I mean, Rata Feliz is still pacing behind his unit, but I think there's a little less excitement about this one and more dread than anything. Tech9s are going to try and burst into the A side and make it happen, but they're not getting any ground. MaLLby won't let it happen, and Ninjas in short just there for cleanup. Biggest error again in a 1v5, and he's going to cop a nade and then a USP bullet through the vent. 13 now for Arctic. This has been a 5-round spree. They need only 2 more, and there might be a single gun round in between that.
I think this is their last chance. If they don't get a bomb plant here, they're going to be dealing with pots and pans for round number 30. And like you said, man, it's more of a nervous pace standing behind them than what is a stone cold and excited coach at the moment. And there's a reason why. This resurgence has been promising. A little run boost in from history to take a forward angle here towards Mini, but a nade stack lands. And oh no, a team kill coming through. Oh, disaster.
Unreal. A catastrophe. Somehow Arctic have to dig themselves out of this. Now, they've done it before, but not in this kind of fashion. They've been throwing nade stacks towards Mini so often. Finally, one pays off. And it's the team kill with the grenade that deals 2 points of damage to take down your star AWPer. History has been the man to carry them through these games. They needed that man to be alive in this round.
It's Ninjas now that wields the mantle. He's looking to make good on his prior sins. Short's playing with fire here. Tosses the utility on it, but he's taking flak back. Spam not offered up free of charge here, and he's forced off the angle.
What a big kill. MaLLby finds Zevy just trying to make his way down. The thing is, Arctic don't really have the manpower to reposition to B. It'll be all down to paiN again, but he doesn't have short by his side like he did in the last. And now they keep pushing on in. Skulls so close to punishing that one. Down to 4 points of health is MaLLby, but 30 seconds remaining on this clock. And it's only paiN again. Short will come here, but he doesn't have a smoke to delay, nor a molly. Nor is he completely confident that there will be players ramp, and that's will result in paiN going down. Short, he only has 41 HP, and he's locked out of the site. Now Skulls, he even sees a player go down the vent. MaLLby's a dead man, and with 8 seconds left, they should get this planted just in the nick of time. And paiN Gaming have denied this comeback. It's a wonderful performance so far here from Arctic, but paiN Gaming are the regional demons for a reason. 16-13 at the end of it, but boy, did they have to work for it.
Yeah, that's relief all over the paiN Gaming faces right now, right? They are so happy to close that one out, right? Better late than never is their idea, and Arctic not too concerned. Again, the pressure wasn't on them. All they had to do is come into this one showing that they had some teeth to them, and that's exactly what they've proven. Knowing how good paiN is,